Hey guys, now talk about top 3 extremely powerful Sternguard unit combos that you really want to add to your list if you feel like you don't have enough versatile firepower. So without further ado, let's dive right in. First one I really want you to know about is the Sternguard plus Azrael combination, which is going to cost you an extra 115 points for Azrael. Obviously, Sternguard are 100 points for 5. Why it's a great combo? Azrael gives his squad a 4+ invulnerable save. That's already very big because these guys are just basic Marines with 2 wounds and a 3+ save, and they are more expensive than a normal Marine, though not that much more expensive, but still enough so that we want to protect them. Increases the chance that you'll actually get to use them a second time when you expose your big 10-man squad, because it's going to be a very prioritized target for your opponent. And it also protects them in melee, because they are going to be very often in a situation where after their first volley they are charged and they need to survive that. It also gives them sustained hits 1, which is very good in combination with full rerolls to hit, which gives us an extra chance to roll those 6s to hit. And obviously the Oath of Moment gives them full rerolls to wound, so you will be getting those rerolls to hit anyways, so you might as well get those extra chances to roll critical hits and therefore get more hits on target. Like lethal hits, which are counteracting the devastating wounds, sustained hits just adds to the pile of happiness here. Talking again about being charged here, Azrael is also a very good beat stick character. Unlike most Space Marine characters, he's really dangerous. Well, significantly more dangerous than a normal Space Marine character like a Librarian, for example. He's not going to protect your squad that much. Azrael is not a nice thing to be targeted by in melee. He has 6 attacks at strength 6, AP 4, damage 2, obviously hitting on 2s, and also devastating wounds. And he's obviously gonna get his own sustained hits 1 as well. Now, it's not gonna deter like World Eaters from charging your Sternguard, I'm not gonna lie, but it will help you against those like awkward out of the blue charges by something that's not really a specialized melee unit, but is enough to cause problems for you, and you want to have those extra attacks in addition to the awesome 4-attack Power Fist on the Sternguard Sergeant. For, again, whatever reason, he has 4 attacks, unlike the other Sergeant who have 3, but that's alright, he's a special guy. And you're gonna have Azrael in addition to that. So it's going to be enough to, for example, scare off like a 3-man squad of Custodian Guard. It's not gonna be nice for the Custodian Guard to be hit with all of these attacks. You're probably gonna kill 1 or 2 Custodians there. And of course, the CP generation is generally helpful for the army, but it's specifically helpful for the Sternguard because they are very good recipients for a lot of stratagems. For example, under the chapter, if you want to charge the whole squad into something, which is +1 to wound lance on the charge, and also extra AP if you're on the Assault Doctrine, that's for Gladius Detachment, or Strike from the Shadows, more applicable for the shooting phase, where you get the +1 ballistic skill and +1 AP if you're shooting outside of 12 inches from your target. That's the Vanguard Detachment stratagem. Yep, so if you're rocking the Dark Angels but you're not really into Hellblasters, I highly recommend checking out Sternguard plus Azrael combination, because it really is a powerful one, and I honestly would not want that to be against me on the tabletop. Advantage compared to the Hellblasters is the fact that their shooting profile doesn't care about A, invulnerable saves, B, toughness that much, and C, the -1 damage, which is still in the game, and sometimes you will encounter it, and when you do, Hellblasters really feel like shit. As always, I want to remind you about my Patreon 40K coaching service. If you're looking for help building your competitive rosters, preparing you for tournaments, or have any questions about your collection in general, check out the links for my Patreon in the description. Thank you. Next one is probably my favorite one, is the Sternguard plus Captain plus Impulsor combination. I just love this one. It's such a pure and unadulterated rage/efficiency package that I love it. It's just chef's kiss. So this combo would cost you 260 points plus the enhancement, not enchantment as I wrote here, for the Captain if you want it. You don't necessarily need it, but it's something that you might want to add, because Captain really is a good vehicle for all kinds of enhancements. Even something basic as Honor Vehement is gonna really upgrade his performance in melee. I feel this combo is still very underutilized, and a lot of Space Marine players don't realize how strong it is. Some people back in like the days when Liberator Assault Group just appeared on the competitive scene, they started trying the Rage Fueled Warrior enhancement plus the Assault Intercessors plus the Captain combination, and it worked for some, but I think people expected too much of it. And this one I think is an improved version of that, and also something that is available to all detachments, not just that was my attempt at saying Liberator Assault Group. Sorry. What do I love about this one? Captain plus 5 guys can do a metric ton of focus damage to anything, and I mean anything. It's just a very versatile combo. One issue is that it needs to be oath of moment target. So if your whole army relies on your single oath of moment target, say you're not running Guilliman, and the stuff that you're using doesn't have inbuilt rerolls like Ballistas, Dreadnoughts, or Gladiator Lancers, so you really need that oath of moment on one thing. Yes, potentially it's going to be a problem, or you might need to use the Captain plus 5 Sternguards somewhere in the part of the game where your oath of moment target is not going to be available to your main damage dealers, your ranged damage dealers most likely, and you need to use that oath of moment on something else, and that something else can be this squad plus the captain. That aside, they can start by pouring the shooting from their unit into the target, then proceed with the grenade that they can throw, and then finish off gloriously in combat. Plus, the captain, of course, provides the squad with a free stratagem, so it means that whatever good stratagem you have in your detachment that you're running, say you're playing the traditional good old Gladius, you can use it for Honor the Chapter without spending the all-important command points. Second, big part of their damage comes in the form of devastating wounds. So it's both devastating wounds on the Sternguard bolt rifles, the Sternguard heavy bolter, and also the devastating wounds that the captain gets when he activates his finest hour ability on that turn where he needs to do the maximum damage. Because the whole squad gets full rerolls to wound, you always fish for those devastating wounds. So as I said, a big portion of your damage comes in the form of devastating wounds. Not all of it, I would say probably like, I don't know, 50-50 is going to be normal damage and your devastating wounds. That's melee and shooting combined. You don't really care about how big and tough and scary your target is, how good is its save. You just roll the dice and see your opponent shiver in pain. And the third thing is that I love that the 80 points of this combo is actually in the impulsor that is going to stay relatively safe after your squad disembarks and goes on its merry way to kill something. The impulsor is going to be staying behind the ruin where you've staged the unit, and then can go backwards onto your objective, probably not your home objective, more likely your natural expansion one, or the central objective, and stay there and do actions for you and just be annoying, because impulsor has 5+ invulnerable save, so, and also relatively high toughness and an amount of wounds, so it's not easy to kill it. It's not going to be killed by like a random bolter, nothing even close to that. It needs dedicated anti-tank melee or shooting firepower. So it's much easier to kill like a 5-man squad of intercessors than an impulsor, where 5-man squad of intercessors also costs 80 points. It does not carry a captain and 5 guys on their back. So you do the math. Won't be lucrative for your opponent to invest into killing the impulsor unless like they really need it, and then mathematically you are already winning that exchange. At least you're getting a lot of your value back, which is also very good. So yeah, take a look at this one. I really love it and I highly recommend it. I've been running it for a while and it has never ever felt like wasted points. And last but definitely not least, the Sternguard plus the Librarian in the Librarius detachment. So the undisputed devastating wounds champion of the Space Marine Codex. And it can absolutely massacre the Oath of Moment target for 300 points, which is quite expensive, I agree, but still you get like a 10-man squad plus a character with an enhancement for this. The reason why they're so lethal, of course, is because of the Fusillade enhancement that gives your Sternguard anti-monster and anti-vehicle 5+, as well as sustained hits if the Pyromancer discipline is active. And the Pyromancer, for those of you who don't know, is extra AP within 12 inches if you're shooting at something that is within 12 inches. You also have an option to select a different discipline that gives you extra range, but mostly you want the extra AP because extra AP means extra damage. Though, considering that it's a rapid fire gun that was shooting the Sternguard bolt rifle, sometimes you would want the range discipline because you will get to activate your rapid fire if you actually get those extra 6 inches, or in this case 3 inches to your rapid fire range by activating the discipline. So all this stacked with full rerolls to hit and wound that you get from Oath and Sternguard's own rule essentially means any monster or vehicle essentially in the game absolutely annihilated, no questions asked. It just they do incredible, unimaginable amounts of damage. This unit, of course, is going to be the prime target for your opponent, so you will likely not get a second chance to use them unless you get really lucky or really clever with your positioning, or your opponent gives you a really good target somewhere where the rest of their army cannot get to your Sternguard's position or to see your Sternguard next turn. Increase the chances of them surviving. You probably want a repulsor in your army to give them this extra layer of protection from charges at least, because you get to embark into the repulsor if the Sternguard are close to it when they are charged, and also just by being inside the transport. Of course, the 4+ invulnerable save that the Librarian gives them is going to help a bit, but don't get your hopes up too much. Of course, they are just a Marine equivalent model, so they will go down from any kind of concentrated firepower. The best use scenario for them is just to move out of cover, designate a target that you really want dead, destroy it utterly, and then hope for the best. If you have not seen my How to Play the Librarian's Detachment video yet, I highly recommend to check it out, because I go deep into how to construct a list like this there, and I actually have this unit combination in the roster as well, so go check it out if you're interested in playing something more unusual than a Gladius detachment. Let me know which Sternguard veteran combo is your favorite one. I've already told you which one is for me. I just love the impulsor. I literally want to go and hold the impulsor in my arms and like stare at it for 5 minutes now. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.